Imagine a world where the shadows move independently, the darkness whispers your name, and every creak and groan sends a shiver down your spine. A world where your deepest fears come to life. If that's the experience you're looking for, you've come to the right place. Today, we're counting down the top 10 scariest movies to watch on Netflix. Number 10. Hereditary. Hereditary is a slow-burn horror film that uses dread and suspense to create scares. The film is full of disturbing imagery and unsettling sound design, and it does a masterful job of building tension throughout its runtime. One of the things that makes Hereditary so scary is its realism. The film feels like it could happen, making it all the more terrifying. The performances from the cast are also excellent, particularly from Toni Collette, who gives a career-defining performance as the grieving mother, Annie. Number 9. The Thing. The Thing, 1982, is one of the scariest movies to watch on Netflix. It is a science fiction horror film directed by John Carpenter and starring Kurt Russell, Wilford Brimley, and Keith David. The film tells the story of a group of American researchers in Antarctica hunted by a shape-shifting alien creature. The Thing is a masterclass in suspense and horror. Carpenter creates a claustrophobic and paranoid atmosphere as the characters realize the creature could be any of them. The film also features horror's most iconic practical effects, including the creature's grotesque transformations. Number 8. The Exorcist. The Exorcist is considered one of the scariest horror films ever made, and it remains one of the genre's most popular and influential films. It is praised for its groundbreaking special effects, disturbing imagery, and powerful performances. The Exorcist is also a psychological thriller that explores themes of faith, doubt, and the struggle between good and evil. The film is a deeply disturbing and unsettling experience, not for the faint of heart. Number 7. The Shining. The film tells the story of Jack Torrance, an aspiring writer and recovering alcoholic, who accepts a job as the off-season caretaker of the Overlook Hotel, a remote and isolated hotel in Colorado. Jack, his wife Wendy, and their young son Danny move into the hotel for the winter, but they soon discover that malevolent spirits haunt it. The Shining is a classic horror film considered one of the scariest movies ever. Number 6. Audition. Audition is a slow-burning horror film that builds suspense and tension gradually. The film is notable for its graphic violence and disturbing imagery. The film's climax is gruesome and will stay with viewers long after they have finished watching it. Audition is a must-see for fans of extreme horror. It is a dark and disturbing film that will leave viewers uneasy. Number 5. It Follows. The film's premise is simple but effective. Jay is cursed by a supernatural entity that can take on the appearance of anyone. The entity will follow her relentlessly, and if it touches her, she will die. The curse can only be passed on to someone else through sexual intercourse. It Follows is a genuinely terrifying film. The entity is never fully seen, which makes it even more unsettling. The film also features several effective jump scares, but the atmosphere of suspense and dread is genuinely chilling. Number 4. The Babadook. The Babadook, 2014, is a psychological horror film written and directed by Jennifer Kent in her feature directorial debut. The film stars Essie Davis as Amelia, a single mother struggling to raise her 6-year-old son Samuel, Noah Wiseman, who is haunted by a monstrous presence after they find a disturbing children's book called The Babadook in their house. The Babadook is a genuinely terrifying film, not only because of its monster, but also because it explores themes such as grief, loss, and mental illness. Number 3. Under the Shadow. Under the Shadow is a 2016 British-Iranian horror film directed by Babak Anvari in his directorial debut. The film is set in Tehran, Iran, during the War of the Cities, and follows a mother and her daughter who are terrorized by a malevolent spirit after a missile hits their apartment building. The film has been praised for its suspenseful atmosphere, realistic portrayal of life in a war zone, and strong performances from the lead cast. Number 2. His House. His House is a 2020 British horror film written and directed by Remy Weeks in his debut. The film stars Sopodirisu and Wunmi Mosaku as a young South Sudanese refugee couple struggling to adjust to their new life in a small English town haunted by their past trauma. His House is a truly terrifying film, not only because of its supernatural elements, but also because of its realistic depiction of the horrors of war and the refugee experience. Number 1. The Pope's Exorcist. The Pope's Exorcist, 2023, is a horror thriller film starring Russell Crowe as Father Gabriele Amorth, the Vatican's chief exorcist. The film is based on Amorth's memoirs and follows him as he investigates the possession of a young boy living in an ancient Spanish abbey. The film is directed by Julius Avery, who previously directed the horror film Overlord, 2018. Avery has said that he wanted to make a both scary and thought-provoking film, and that he was drawn to the story of Father Amorth because it is a story about faith, doubt, and the power of good versus evil. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this list of the top 10 scariest movies to watch on Netflix. If you liked this video, please be sure to like and subscribe for more horror content.